Welcome folks to the first of a series of Port Stephens Live. This is the biggest marine park in New South Wales. In fact, it's the biggest marine park south of the Great Barrier Reef, which is the world's largest marine park. So we're engaging in the first virtual cruise. It's called Port Stephens Live, and we intend to broadcast these live at least once a week if we can, on different activities and wonderful things you can see and do and stay in Port Stephens when you're allowed to come here. So we haven't been operating for 5 weeks now. We don't have any passengers on board, sadly, but we have our camera crew, Shakti, Brent and Wesley, and Roger and I are crewing the vessel, so we're the crew. So over on and social distancing, we're going to be at least 1.5 miles apart. We're going to be 1.5 meters apart. Roger's over there miles away, Wesley's up the foredeck, Brent's down here, and Shakti's behind good distance away. Now, common to all marine parks, folks, there are different zones, and we're just entering into the Fly Point Sanctuary Zone. Now, sanctuary zones are at the business end of conservation in marine parks, and you're not allowed to go fishing in a sanctuary zone unless you're a dolphin. So Wesley's just filming that right now. This is the Fly Point Sanctuary Zone, and fantastic for diving and snorkeling, but no fishing. Can't take anything out of these. They're designed, in all marine parks have sanctuary zones, and the idea of a sanctuary zone is to give the maximum protection for the marine life to exist in its normal form without interruption from us humans. And it protects the habitat, so you have little bits of sandy beach, rocky foreshore, which we're looking at here, some sandy beach over there at Little Beach, and some fantastic views. That's Nelson Head up there where Marine Rescue are. These are fantastic bunch of guys and girls that sit up there 24/7. They monitor very closely with the government authorities, RMS and the Water Police, but they have their own vessels in the port, and as I say, they have rescued, literally done thousands of rescues over the time we've been going with Imagine. So welcome to Imagine too, by the way. I should have mentioned that this is the cruise vessel Imagine. We've been operating for 25 years, quarter of a century. We built this boat 25 years ago, 1994. 9 months it took to build. It's like giving birth. Never worked so hard in all my life. What a perfect day. Alright, so Port Stephens is home to over 100 bottlenose dolphin that are residents to the port, and we're going to go and see whether we can find some. Alright, so the dolphins of Port Stephens use all of the waters of the port, but there are some hot spots. So we're going to go and check out some of those hot spots, and then maybe later on we'll head out offshore and see whether we can find some short-beaked common dolphin, and we might even find a humpback whale. I just realised it's probably a good idea to let locals know that the boat ramps are going to be opened up very soon. Just to locals though. So we're a bit spoiled here as locals. So we should pay our respect to the traditional owners of Port Stephens. Although the port was discovered by Captain James Cook and named by James Cook late in the afternoon on the 11th of May 1770, it was the Warramai that walked into this flooding volcanic river valley over 12,000 years ago. That's a long time, I don't remember that, but they came in. And of course the bay didn't look like it does today because the sea level was about 50 metres lower. So the bay didn't exist. Technically it's a flooded volcanic river valley. So looking out towards the heads there's Yakabar. Yakabar, the highest of the volcanic peaks in the area. Yakabar. And then Tomaree down to the south. Offshore, that long, low, rocky island looks a bit like Uluru or Ayers Rock is called Bundlebar. And of course they're all names given by the Warramai. So the Warramai are the elders, past and present and emerging, the traditional landowners of Port Stephens. Happy to say I've got some very good Warramai friends. So we're heading over towards a little community known as Windawappa. I guess that's probably a Warramai term. I don't know what it means. It probably means bloody windy place. Got it? Yep. Got it. Wrap him up. Well done, guys.
Yeah.
Getting this?
Oh.
Poor little guys.
It's a little house for him. I'll put it up here.
So, oh, here we go. We've got some dolphins. Looking up, 1 o'clock. Did the same. They move around in small social groups known as pods or bands if they're female, or alliances if they're male. Oh, looks like they're coming up to say good day.
Zoom in, Matt.
That's it.
In the middle.
Zoom in. So we're going to just slowly cruise along with these guys. So a group of females with their calves. And we've had 6 calves born this summer. Most of the babies are born in the warmer months of summer, which seems to be by preference. We do occasionally see the odd winter baby, but the mums try to time the birthing so that it's easier on the calves in the warmer waters of summer. And there seems to be more fish around, particularly at this time of the year. There's lots of mullet.
Things in those drawers.
Okay, I think they've just gone behind us there for a moment. Looks like they're going to get some lunch around this sandbank here. This is a sandbar. It's known as Wayne's Bar. Wayne's Bar. We used to have an operator in the port called Wayne, and he put his boat up on this bar. But it's a favourite spot for dolphins to fish because we're right in the entrance of the Mile River, and around these sandbanks is often where the sand whiting live, and that's one of the favourite foods of the Port Stephens dolphins. It's a little very small bone sweet fish. Don't mind it myself. We've got a bunch of boys here. This is Shakti and his buddies. This is a male alliance. Shakti, named because of his dorsal fin. It looks more like a tiger shark than a dolphin. Most dolphin fins have a sort of cyclical shape. They're like a half moon or something. But the Shakti's got this triangular fin. 7 males.
Did you record that, Wes?
See if we can hear them. Sounds painful. They haven't been up for a long while. Watch for Shakti. See what that. Alright. Very cool. Well, let's see if we can go and find some of their oceanic cousins. We're going to head out offshore. Maybe we'll find some humpbacks. Broughton Island, as I say, has a population of over 100,000 nesting pair, and they nest on the ground in burrows. And this little guy, he wasn't doing very well. His maiden flight, he didn't make it, and he was struggling, and he would have almost certainly died and been shark bait, but he gets a second chance. It's a great spot to fish. Oh, look at that! Look at that fish! Whoa!
Wow.
What a beauty!
We'll see you for dinner.
You're live on Port Stephens Live.
Wow.
We'll be going around his for dinner, I think.
I don't think that's so small just to throw it away.
Fishing, one of the great occupations of Port Stephens. Port Stephens became a very popular fishing place way back. The Warramai were great fisher people, and I heard that the Warramai were the first technically to build a fish hook. There it goes. That little tiny building was the outside dunny, and it had the best view, I think, of any dunny in Australia.
And there's the helicopter, that's why I couldn't find it.
Are we still alive? Fantastic. Line station. All this little cove here is Shark Bay, also known as Lighthouse Cove. We take people snorkeling there in the summer. Looking back into that sparkly water, you'll see over Shark Island into the towards the bay, those beautiful mountain ranges, and all the islands spread out to the north of us. Cabbage Tree, Bundlebar, Little Island, and then right up to the north, about 12 miles away, is Broughton Island. So when we're offshore, we tend to talk in miles. That's nautical miles. And which is roughly 1 nautical mile is about 2 kilometres. Fur seals were the first export commodity of Australia. Long before wheat and wool and coal, these guys were giving it up. Their pelts were highly sought after back in Europe, and literally the first export of Australia. And sadly, over 360,000 fur seals were slaughtered in the early part of the colony. Not just for their fur pelts, but their fat was rendered down for lamp oil, and I guess their meat might have been eaten as well. Started seeing them make a resurgence around 20 years ago. Oh look, they're chasing fish everywhere here. I said it all goes on off Point Stephens. There's always something happening here. Whee! Big animals, they grow to about 300 kilos, the males, and over 3 metres long. So they've been hauling out on Cabbage Tree Island, which we might have a look at later on. And here they come. The most sociable marine mammal we see around here are these little guys.
Dolphin.
Okay, here we are. I want to head to the bow. These guys are so interactive. Even when they're fishing, some will break away just to come and play with the boat. And when you're in the water with them, the sound is spectacular because they're chattering away all the time. We put up to 6 folk in the water at any one time with our dive master clipped to the mermaid line between the bows, and the dolphins swim side by side as we slowly move through the water. Sometimes the dolphins will even play dolphin football, where they'll grab a piece of seaweed and drop it in front of our swimmers and expect us to throw it back to them. This is so cool. I love these little guys. Oh, there's a baby in there too. They travel in big groups. The males will often, and adults, take off and form hunting groups, but the main pod has mothers and calves, and they come back together every so often. So this is one of our resident groups. Big transient groups, as I say, can number thousands.
Machine Marine Rescue Foster, Victor Mike Brent,
Yeah, they swim upside down sometimes. They are so cool. So these little guys never come into the port. They're always offshore. They don't seem to get on very well with their bottlenose cousins. They definitely have their own territories.
Someone's wondering whether to go in or not. I reckon he's
Yeah.
going in. Go in. Go off. Oh gosh, lean on me.
That's it. Get in there. That's it. Over and out from Imagine on Port Stephens Live.